I'm unmuting my mic. Hello, stream. I'm talking to the stream now. Hello. Let's jump over to big old D&D town. Did those changes go through? Yes, perfect. Hello, welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, everyone. John, take it away for your little intro.
Favorite food is
Stream can't hear us.
I'm so dumb.
Oh no, what happened?
I'm so dumb. That's on me. That's on me. I'm so sorry. Hey, John, just scrap it. Start it from top. I'm so fucking dumb.
Oh no.
All right. Well, before we even jump into that, I won't even do the episode thing. We're just gonna go through character name, favorite food. Sam, do you want to take it back from the top for our...
I guess. Hi, I'm Suerta. I play Selene. Her favorite food is literally anything she can eat, but she also really likes troll grist meat buns.
Boom. Sirius?
Sirius's favorite food is surf and turf. Steak and lobster.
Okay. Big meat guy. Requisitioner?
Yeah. Big meat guy.
He loves that seafood.
A requisitioner is a warforged and does not eat, but he does appreciate a nice little oil cocktail. You know, if he's feeling saucy.
Saucy. Raven.
Oh boy, I've never thought about this. Just a second here. I'm Rose playing Raven, and she's not particularly picky. She'll eat pretty much whatever she needs to. She's more of a mind to care about what she needs to survive over what she actually cares for. That being said, she does kind of have a preference for meat. She's always felt herself as more of a carnivore than most of the elves around her, picking at leaves and berries, so.
Interesting. And last but not least, Bartholomew?
Question mark? Hi, I'm Funk. I'm playing Boz, who's known as Bartholomew. You'll see why. His favorite food is fruit. He likes apples. He's only had like maybe 3 or 4, and maybe like a couple of raspberries here and there, or like, you know, the Eberron equivalent. But yeah, he loves fruit. It's a rare occurrence.
Nice. Well, then let's jump into episode 7. Oh, I have to give the title again. Marlowe's. Every Marlowe's has its thorns.
Every
Medusa.
God damn it.
You said to move away from Marlowe's.
Let's
All right, run it back. We'll edit this
Let's
out.
just start from the top. Hey, everyone, episode 7.
What's going on?
Every Marlowe's has its thorn. Medusa. Fuck, still can't get it. Okay.
Still can't get it.
We're doing it. So we're gonna start in the town keep of Grimstone Keep, inside the inn and tavern there, specifically one room where we see Raven standing in front of a book that's set on the floor in front of her. This skeletal visage of like this ancient looking elf, skin just kind of like looked like all the moisture has been sucked out of it, just kind of like pale white, and says, thank you for the water, Raven. Now, why is it that you have summoned me?
Well, I have a question for you today.
I do love a question.
She always takes a lot of time to craft her first question to make sure that there are like as little loopholes as possible. She's been with this book for a while, and she kind of has the knowledge that this one likes to talk in riddles or use loopholes if they can. So she does her best for her first question to be as hard to figure out as possible. And after that, her questions are a little more loose, because then it's depending on what she learns. So, well, what information do you have about a great evil summoned into my world thousands of years ago that could potentially be called back through gatekeeper keys and a manifest zone?
I suppose how much I know would be subjective, but I know a fair amount. The fact that you even know the name Gatekeepers is impressive. It was back then that their order was, well, it began.
I guess it is fair. She said, what information do you have? Not what is that information? So, going with the second question. All right, then what is that information that you know regarding this matter?
Well, thousands of years ago, I suppose this would be around 8 to 10,000 or so years back that you're speaking of.
Proceed with that as the assumption, sure.
And you see he kind of like looks up, his eyes like almost like rolling back in his head as if he's like scanning or thinking, examining information. He comes back and he says, well, there were many things by many names in the world, creatures of chaos and change. The word that encompasses all of them, however, would be Delkir.
What do you know about this Delkir?
I know a little about few of them. Most of the information is second, third hand. None of our people were even on the mainland. What we do know are from journals for a few of the Tannadal that have come back around the time pushed back by goblins, but he says, I'm afraid you'll have to be more specific. Do you mean a specific Delkir?
As a quick aside, how specific is he on the 3 questions? Because I have asked 3 at this point.
Actually, like, I might have wrote it down wrong. I actually upped it to 5, like speak with dead, pretty much. So
Okay.
5 questions.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I suppose, can you at least tell me about the Delkir, like what they are and what they want to accomplish?
Oh, a much larger question than I think you imagine, but a good one. He kind of like smiles a bit. He says, hold on one moment, please. He says, what the Delkir want? Well, I don't think anyone really knew. It was only pontificated about and speculated on before the creatures seemed to, well, each of them had their own goals, and sometimes those goals made no sense at all to any logic. They are creatures from the plane of Zoriat, also known as the plane of madness.
If they reside in this other plane, how does that interact with our world here?
He kind of nods and says, your last question. Says, the gatekeepers sealed the Delkir away, each one typically requiring a key or multiple keys in order to seal them. Each of the keys being able to unseal them should they need to do so. Part of the magic was they needed to exist. But there is one Delkir that needed 4 keys to lock it away before they had to split the Delkir into 4 parts.
Then I suppose I will have to ask you about that tomorrow.
I will see you then, Raven. And the book like slams shut, and this like as the magical light goes out, and just this like puff of dust like explodes from the book as it shuts.
She sneezes.
Yeah.
I think Sam has had an incident.
I definitely almost spilled my wine everywhere and threw my pen to the floor, and
Oh no.
I'm good. I'm cool.
We've been in the session for 15 minutes.
I've been up since 4:30.
That's a long day. Yeah, so I think we pivot down to the downstairs of the same building in the tavern, where we see Requisitioner leaning against the bar, speaking to the matronly barkeep behind the bar. She's kind of wiping the countertop a little bit as she eyes Requisitioner, and she says, "You're interested in dreams? Well, what about dreams?"
Well, I am curious whether you know of any other Warforged, perhaps, that dream, as I have had visions and things that I would describe as dreams, but it is not something I find or hear a lot of in my fellow Warforged.
She says, well, I haven't met too many of your kind, but it's true that your minds do get close to Dalcor, the world of dreams. I've been able to walk them before. I had one stay here not too long ago whose dreams were quite vivid.
Did you catch their name by any chance?
I'm afraid not, though they seem to be on an urgent mission of sorts. some sort.
Well, perhaps then I can offer you a retelling of one of my more vivid visions, and we can perhaps try to come to some sort of interpretation. It may have something even to do with the warforged that you met before.
I suppose I could do such an interpretation, but what do I get out of this?
Is not the experience of taking these dreams payment enough?
Taking your dreams, you get the room to stay in. Interpreting visions is a completely different art. Something, well, in my means, of course, but, you know, something that does cost money for my time and effort. You understand?
And she kind of like puts out like this hand. You see her fingers are almost like twice as long as you would expect from a woman like her size. She says,
something of some value, just a trinket, nothing more.
Perhaps you might like to examine this.
And I hold up the docent, but I don't put it in her hand. I just sort of offer it as something for her to take in.
Okay. So you're not like offering for her to actually take it, you're just offering for her to like see it?
Well, okay, so I hold it up and I say to her,
Perhaps you are familiar with these items. They have in them a sentience and a series of thoughts of their own, and even just an opportunity for you to have that kind of this sentience and obtain information from it could be different than anything else that you've obtained in the past.
Interesting. She kind of examines it and she says, this item is attuned to you?
It is, yes. But it was not always attuned to me. It was once attuned to another.
I wonder what effects it will have on your dreams. All right, fine. I'll interpret your vision.
so he's probably been kind of like sitting casually, but you know, like straight upright. So he takes in like what he notices from Selene whenever she goes and tries to talk something out of the bartender, and he like puts his elbows up on the bar, which is very loud, just slams them into the bar, and he leans over like he's, you know, about to impart some crazy story.
The vision that I wish for you to interpret comes from before my entrance to Droaam, before I even was a part of this delegation. I serve a god in the Mournlands, and this god is one of our own creation. We, the Warforged, after everything we lost and everything that was destroyed, we wanted to form something of our own. We wanted to have our own beliefs. And so we have idealized this god which will become our becoming god. And ever since I pledged myself to this becoming god, I started to receive visions, and a close friend and Warforged named Grim, he and I were very devout, very driven, trying to create this god, trying to find artifacts and objects that we thought would be useful and help in this becoming. But there was a point at which Grimm disappeared. He was gone no sooner than I'd seen him the night before. It was a vision I received once he had left, a vision of this fire. It was burning brighter than anything I've seen. A fire that was not natural, but not quite magical. It seemed to have its own life and spirit. But it was here. It lived here in the heart of this land in Droaam. And it was something that I know personally now. I know that it will be useful. It will be part of the becoming. It will be perhaps even the key to completing the becoming God's vessel. And when I sent a message to Grimm, I sent him something to try and find any information. He was gone, and the only thing I can think is that perhaps these two things are tied. I go to him to find the vessel, or I go to the vessel to find him. But all I know is that he must be here, for if he is anything like me, then I'm sure that we've shared this vision. There was some kind of mechanical structure, some sort of thing causing this flame, but the flame burned from it as if it were its own creature, as if it were calling me itself, not anything else.
You see, she takes this in, and she reaches forward and puts one long index finger on your forehead, and closes her eyes a moment. She says, "The flame you seek burns bright. I've seen it in your vision, but I've also seen that you've seen it in person as well. A dagger. One looks normal, but is really made of flame. Cursed and twisted, but powerful." She says, "Where you'll find this dagger, I do not know, but I think I have seen your friend come through. He spoke of a similar thing as your becoming god."
I feel that if any of us were in Droaam, it would have been him.
I believe, last I heard, he was headed towards the Great Crag, and then I believe south from there, perhaps. I honestly don't remember very well. But he seemed to have his own fire lit inside him. He definitely seemed like he was a hound on the scent of something that he wanted to nab for sure. But that is all the information I have to give you. I have customers to give drinks.
Well, the information you have granted me has been more than I could have asked, and I'm greatly appreciative, and I hope that you receive some very interesting visions of your own through the night.
She kind of gives you a sly grin and nods at you as you back away. Is there any other things that you guys are doing in town, or do you want to all meet up together? Kind of go from there.
I want a drink.
Will you please just remind me what time it is one more time?
Yeah, so you guys have basically been up since yesterday morning, and it is now it's around almost noon of the day after, pretty much.
So we should consider taking a long rest. Unless we already didn't we already do that?
I think we marked it last time because we assumed you guys would take it.
Yeah, we assumed, but we're on the same day as the pre-long rest. We assumed that we were just going to long rest and run back into action, but we're still acting out the rest of that day.
Mm-hmm. So do I
So,
roll
yeah, you guys
spells
are-
now or not?
I mean, yeah, we'll assume you guys are kind of rest probably before you start drinking, kind of gather that night. I think
That's a
seems
good time to
reasonable.
plan.
I guess.
Do we day nap to rally for the eve? Are we night catting it? Is that what's happening, or do we power on through the day, party at night, and crash as hard as hell? What's the plan here?
Time matters not to me, whatever you all want to do.
Just
Before
push-
I go down for this, I'm gonna go find a private place, whether it's my room or somewhere else, and I'm gonna cast Sending
Okay.
to Kaylin, who is my companion from the
Good talk.
I haven't come down yet, so you haven't seen me.
But-
Oh,
Or
Um,
I say we push through and then crash the hell out. Yeah.
you're my lady. You get it.
And I'm gonna say, what's the emotional and political climate currently? Start spreading a stroppy Aurora's descendant is here from Valinor once again, helping Droaam. More delegates are being rescued. That's my 25-word message.
Okay. Assuming they can send something in response.
Mm-hmm.
And they know it's me.
It also has to be 25 words, I think, right?
Okay.
The response?
Mm-hmm.
Roughly.
That's it.
Okay. What is the? Sorry, my ADHD. What is the first part of that message?
I asked what's the emotional and political climate currently? Because she should be at the crag.
Yeah. So yeah, you get the message back. It's like she says they worked up more than 20 snakes in a barrel over here, but you know, everybody's staying peaceful so far, just real tense.
I love it, dude.
20 snakes.
She's my favorite thus far, easily. Goddamn. We need to protect Kaylin.
Okay.
So I'm going to. You guys want to push through? If you push through, there's like a chance you're gonna take on exhaustion, basically.
Just to the night and then pass out at night and leave the next day.
Yeah, if it's
gotcha,
noon,
gotcha.
then we're just gonna hang
Yeah.
around.
I
We're
see
gonna
what
mull
you're
around.
saying.
We're gonna
That works,
drink
yeah.
and then crash at night to not be nocturnal.
Gotcha.
You know.
So you're just kind of like having a hard party day before
yeah.
you go hard to battle next time. Sure.
If with that in mind, then, I would like to find the dwarf. Again, I'm not sure where he is.
Yeah.
But if
Broldenthor's
possible-
staying there. Yeah.
Yes, I want to track him down again and then ask him about the results I got from my journal to see if there's any books he has that might be relevant.
Sure. Do you want to ask him like I kind of want to set a scene where you guys are kind of like all crowded around a table, maybe been drinking for a while, and Broldenthor comes down with some of his books, and you guys are talking about this. And he says, "Well, that does align with some of what I was reading in my book that Marlos took from me, unfortunately. But the gatekeeper seals, 4 keys. That tracks with what the information that I was getting anyway. There seems to be a ritual where each key, where you'd be able to unlock or open up the prison of each of these parts, each one sealed in a different manifest zone of some sort."
Do we know what this creature that's been sealed away is? Or is it just like this entire people that's been sealed away?
Did you tell him basically that you've found out it was the Delkier as well? Did you kind of tell him everything?
I would have at least mentioned the name, because without it, I wouldn't have a very good way to proceed to do any research on this. I will say I'm probably not sharing it with anybody else at this time, just to try and keep the knowledge like centralized and doesn't get overheard by a whole bunch of other people.
Sure. Imagine there's like a crowd, maybe a couple of like big ogres fighting in one corner with a bunch of people cheering, and you guys are kind of like in one corner, like talking. In low
Bart's
voices
waxing
over books.
poetic. He's telling a story, doing something big and drunkly. Depending on how late in the night
rolling
it
your
is.
eyes, you know.
Selene is egging him on to make even more of an idiot of himself publicly.
It works.
Yes.
He says, they only. I have very little information on the Delkir. It's a name I haven't heard very often. But there was one that was associated with elements. I don't remember much, I'm afraid, but I do remember it was. They called him the Lord of Elements, the Elemental Binder. Several names like that. Each of the Delkir had several applied to them by those who saw them. But I think his true name was, and he kind of like starts flipping through one of these books that he has. He says, yes, just a blip here. Thariz Dune.
Oh God. Oh boy.
So that's was just like one word cast in with a bunch of other unrelated information?
Yeah, at least some of one of the other Delkir that are known by the name of Dern, said to have actually changed the changelings to be doppelgangers. Or so it's said.
Interesting.
But a lot of change came out of that time, but not much information, I'm afraid. It was the collapse of the Goblin Empire shortly after that.
I imagine a lot of material would have been lost then. Pity. I should like to know more about them.
Well, you might be able to find more information at the Great Crag if they have any sort of library. Otherwise, I'm not sure I can be of much more help without the books that Marlos took.
Well, now Raven has a reason to go after Marlos.
He says, I do know a copy of the ritual part, which could still be useful, was taken down to Riverguard Keep, if that helps you, but...
We may or may not go in that direction, so I'm glad to know it. I'll have to keep an eye out if we do. That probably sums up about all I'm gonna be able to find out, so...
Yeah. So, any other scenes you guys want to play out around the table drinking, or... No.
Just loud, boisterous drinking, storytelling.
I want to do one.
You said you want to do one?
Before we get boisterous, yeah. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I want to go to the dwarf.
Okay.
Whenever nobody else is around. And sit next to him. Pardon me, I remember I've been thinking about what you said earlier to us. You said that there was a ritual that Marlos had that would bring some 1,000-year-old creatures to this plane. Is that correct?
Some dark evil, which he kind of like glances over towards Raven after their conversation they had. Which could be something, well, quite destructive indeed, if nothing else.
Well, I'm not going to ask for the specifics of your knowledge, but I do want to ask two things. One, how long will it take for this ritual to take place? And number two, what does Marlos need exactly to complete it? What materials? If I had this information, it might be easy to stop him, or at least give us a time frame on how long we have until this could occur.
Well,
Because I do believe you.
All I know without the book in front of me is, or all I remember, I suppose, is that he would need at least one of the keys. You can't open them without the keys, and he'd need to know where the manifest zone was. And now I assume he probably knows where that is based on, well, just the way he treated the whole thing. Seemed to be a matter of fact. But whether he has the key or not, I have no idea. I'm not even sure what they look like.
And once he knows the manifest zone and has the key, how long would it take him to complete this ritual? Is this a kind of an instant thing? An hour, day, week, moon?
I'm afraid I'm not sure. It definitely would seem to take some time. I believe there was a gathering of energy that was needed.
Thank you for your information. I'm gonna buy you your drinks tonight. And I just wave over to the bartender to bring him more drinks.
He's got like a couple of mugs he's been like drinking down slowly, like as he's writing down, taking notes.
I guess I also have one question for the dwarf.
It's the most popular this dwarf has ever been.
Yeah, he's like really excited about all these
popular.
questions.
Do you happen to know, did they talk about what Miraj needed the cannons for? Did you overhear anything?
For something about a weapons project or something he's working on. That's all I know.
Hey, I'm gonna go drink.
Sure. All right. So,
Hold on.
Huh?
Okay. Partway through the night, once Celine gets a little bit drunk, I'm going to start talking to her about how it would be, how I wish that we could speak to Miraj to get more information about what's going on and where he's at.
I'm gonna roll a Constitution save to see just how drunk I am during this conversation. Well, that's a 12. Lower than I was
Pretty
hoping
drunk.
for, but pretty drunk.
Rec has a bucket nearby, just in case.
Used to this.
Yeah, she kind of scoffs, like, yeah, like he knows what the hell he's doing. It's not even his fucking plans.
Mutable.
You're muted
you're
there, champ.
completely muted.
Am I? What did it even look like?
An asshole.
An asshole. Well, we all have 1 or 2 or 10 of those in our lives, don't we?
At least.
And occasionally we are those, aren't we?
Well, keeps drinking.
What if there was a way that I could speak to Miraj? Just out of thin air. What would you want me to say to him?
I know what he stole. My brother can't help him, and he's a fucking loser.
Oh, so you just really don't like this guy. In fact, it feels like you just want to get rid of him, maybe.
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
Is there a reason you're asking this, or are you just asking questions?
I'm just curious.
Oh.
You seemed really worried about him, and I just thought it was more of a friendly kind of thing as opposed to a
No,
vengeance
fuck
kind of
him.
thing. Interesting. More drinks, Selene? Here you go. You need
Yeah,
at least
more
5 of those.
drinks.
Lady
the night.
Selene, I must advise.
Waves them all. Yeah, so the night goes on. There, it does like start storming and raining outside again. breaking the kind of heat spell that has been hanging around the day. And you guys get your long rest as you head into the night.
And we all feel great in the morning. No need to worry about a thing.
Before we go to sleep, I want to send one more sending message to Miraj.
Okay.
Why do you hate this, Steve? I see that face.
No.
I've got the power.
Just making moves.
I would say Sam, the player, is not 100% on what Miraj looks like, but Selene probably would have described him in a very unflattering manner.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say, the Caneth is here to rescue you. Now, it seems that she wants something else. I can sway her and save you, but you... Wait, how many was that?
I think it was 20. I think I counted out 20. I think you've got 3 left.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna let it go though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, me.
But what did you steal?
There it is.
Okay.
She was both hands next time.
I'm gonna have you
This is a great spell, man.
make 2 checks for me.
Okay.
Your familiarity with Miraj is pretty
Yeah, for sure.
tenuous. So first I want you to, if you'll just make me a straight wisdom check. And I'm just gonna say DC 15.
Don't forget that you have inspiration.
You do
Yeah,
have
blow it on the
inspiration if you
first
want to go ahead and
roll.
use it.
I know, blow it on the first roll.
Blow it,
That's what
blow
I'm
it on
worried
the
about.
first roll.
Whatever, I'll do it.
Alright.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Every time.
Nice. Did not work.
Yeah, so
Good.
you sit there and kind of like send this magic out, trying to focus on this image of Miraj, this idea of him that you have in your mind, and you feel like this magic is still new to you, this ability to kind of like cast things out into the air and like have magic take the message. And you feel like this one kind of like breaks and sputters apart. It's like fizzling as you send it out.
Dang, okay.
It's received by a guy named Melvin. What? Who is this? The ghosts are in my head again, Sharon.
I don't know if this is important, but I remember the hag saying that she will be sampling our dreams. So Raven makes a concerted effort to, instead of dreaming about her usual trance space, she focuses instead on just being a wolf running through the trees, just as a kind of a mental exercise rather than connecting with her court.
Okay. All right, Raven. Yeah. So you are kind of like in this trance, this dream state, with running with wolves beside you. And I think, yeah, as you're running, you kind of like it's almost like you're taking the form of a wolf running through the forest with them. And as you like look to your left, you see like one wolf that has just like this face of this elven woman, like girl almost, with like blonde long hair. And then you like look to the right and you see like this other like elven girl, looks like very similar to you and to your mother, with just like this long dark hair. And then you kind of wake up in the morning.
Well, that's unsettling.
As you guys wake in the morning, the rain is still going. It's kind of lightened up a little bit, but you are fully rested. You have all your spell slots. Everybody is now level 5. what is your plan?
Is it?
Get a drink before heading out to get rid of the hangover.
No.
You can't feel hungover if you're always drunk.
Is it possible for me to communicate with the docent at all?
You want to? Let's do this. So you sit with the docent at night, trying to communicate to it, basically.
Yeah, I'm trying to at least get something out of it.
Give me just a charisma check.
Oh my gosh.
He can't be stopped.
Wow.
23. I remember to
A
say
natural 20. A natural 20,
Wow.
please. Thank you.
Gotta get better at saying those.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
So, yeah, you kind of like tap. You're sitting there with the docent. This is like, I imagine this is like in the middle of the night. Maybe you're in Lady Selene's room or sharing a room with one of the others, or just kind of like standing out guarding doors. But you're kind of like sitting with the docent. And I think there's just this moment where you start hearing like almost like this whispering in your head. And the docent like suddenly, you get this like urge basically to like touch the docent to your chest. And as you do so, you see like the metal around your chest kind of like open up to like accept the docent basically as it seals in place. And that's a crit. Yeah, so you suddenly like hear this little voice like pop into your head. Says sorry. Think this through. Fucking crits, man. Okay. So yeah. Coming online, Unit 19L2. Please, what is your designation?
I am designated Requisitioner.
It's a lot of syllables, but noted.
It's only one more than your designation.
I sense a lot of hostile energy coming from you, and this is a new relationship, but I look forward to working with you. Perhaps we got off on the wrong foot.
My apologies, 19L2. I
Please.
hope that you had... Oh,
Call me L2.
it would be my pleasure. L2,
Sexy crystal.
I hope it is not particularly off-putting to you that I have been received from your previous owner as a gift. But I hope to form a bond and grow with you, as perhaps Butcher did before me.
I'll be honest, I'm scanning my database. I have no memory of this Butcher character, or really any of my previous owners. I believe I've sustained some damage. How do I look?
It's not
Is
great.
it like sparks in your chest?
It is truly a wonder that you've slotted in without any major damage. But I will definitely be taking all my efforts to repair you and bring us into a closer accordance with one another. But I would love to tell you about at least your previous owner, if it would please you, L2.
Sure, sounds good. Let's get to know each other.
So I spend some time over the night telling L2 about where I come from, what I'm doing, why I'm here, who I serve. I tell him about Butcher and all of the like heroics that Butcher did and helped us through in this like, insane fight that we did. And I am probably embellished just a little bit on how cool I was during the fight.
Sure. Yeah, L2 listens like rapturely as you tell this story, and just kind of like occasionally giving like affirmatives. It's like, oh wow, interesting. Oh wow, that's crazy, wild. As you're kind of like telling the story. And yeah, you guys like you kind of connect, and L2's just like, I'm feeling tired, but hey, if you need me, I do have access to all my translation data banks now. So, you know, I can help you communicate.
Which languages are in your database?
Oh, I know several. Common, Giant, Goblin, Celestial, Draconic. I know 3 different dialects of Elven. Regional dialects, you know.
Well, we have a couple of different regional dialects in our Elven group here, so I'm sure it'll be useful.
Yeah, and with that, you have, you now have the languages property of your docent activated, and its personality seems to be online.
Yeah, it sure is. Thank you, and I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I do like that the docent, like under the personality, it even says like if you have a bad relationship with your docent, it might refuse to assist you.
Yeah, I was looking at the stat, or not the stat block, but you know the stuff, and I was like, that's incredible. That's my favorite part.
All right.
I get the feeling we might have a little bit of a rough start, but we'll get there.
So, traveling to the monastery.
No.
Wake up, head
No.
downstairs.
We gotta talk about that.
We sit at breakfast for a hot second.
Yeah, I ordered them.
Do they serve a full English?
Yeah, I got a mimosa, so I'm ready to chat about the day.
Dear
Of
Prince.
course you have a mimosa.
Oh, the far flights you find yourself in. Elven champagne can't be found for hundreds and hundreds of miles of this hellish landscape. You got green drink and you got brown drink.
I have green drink.
Yeah, you got Gruel 1 and Gruel 2.
Oh, I found champagne. Don't worry. And I'm gonna slide it over to Bartholomew. Try it.
How in the fuck? I mean, I'm gonna try the champagne.
Yeah, and they do have like a troll sausage and like manticore eggs for breakfast.
Hell yeah.
Sold. I am, yes.
Raven will also eat that.
It's like one manticore egg for the table.
Bart will pull his little bit. He'll take a bite and be like, need something. He'll summon his gun and he'll point his gun down into the. He'll point his gun down into the eggs and then rotate the barrel like a pepper shaker and cast prestidigitation to make it taste better. I've been wanting to do that since. I've been wanting to do it since session 1. I just had to. Yeah, no, he casts prestidigitation to make his eggs taste better.
Where
I didn't know you could use it for that. Duly noted.
Do that to
I mean, I can do whatever the fuck what I want with it. It's kind of my silly little gun wand thing.
Call it a gun. What does that mean?
It is a thing that propels a certain, let's say, force from over here to over yonder.
So it's a crossbow.
Real fast. No, crossbows shoot arrows. Crossbows shoot arrows. This doesn't shoot arrows. Well, this doesn't shoot a bolt. It shoots a
What
bullet.
does it shoot?
A bullet of ghost
How did
energy.
you come up with these terms, gun and bullet?
You know, it's the strangest thing. You just kind of wake up with it one day.
Yeah.
The
okay,
person, let's
actually.
just say the person who made it gave me a little bit of a rundown. They were kind of geeking out about it. In so many words. Geeking is probably strong, but you know what I mean.
Well, all right. Well, that's understandable. Can you do that to my eggs now?
Oh hell yeah! And I just allspice it. God, I wanted to do that since the fucking first session, but I forgot about it.
How do you like the champagne?
What does it taste like? Is it actually champagne?
Yeah, I brought a
Fine
bottle of
bottle of-
Valinar.
You what?
Yeah.
You were borderline beaten to death by a minotaur yesterday, and this bottle of champagne somehow survived the melee.
I mean, it's in a bag. You know, I left it here.
Yeah.
I also have a horse that carries around a couple things for me.
You know, I completely forgot about that horse. Of course, the horse.
What is a horse? A horse, of course.
Of course.
No one can talk to a horse, of course.
So last we spoke, going plan was heading back up yonder the hill, even though we've got all these folks of which we've saved from the monastery's prison. I guess I don't know what they were doing with them. They're making them mine the various rocks and stuff for them, but they should be safe here for the time being. What's our plan? Because I personally, knowing what I know of Medusas and the like, I'm not quite angling to just run in guns a-blazing, sorry, the metaphor, into the lair of one, look around, make sure like no one knows that we're conspiring actively to go kill a rival war leader and say something like, the temple guy.
I mean, it's worse if we don't.
How do we know that?
I was just gonna ask that.
You should just trust me on this, and I can't talk about it here.
See,
Well, Lady Selene, if you can't talk about it here, there's a conveniently located pit right outside of the inn.
there's a game.
true.
Hold on.
You know, there is a pit.
Fact of the
Did
matter
we ever
is,
tell that guy he could stop watching the pit?
I think
Yes,
he
he's
saw
not
us come
staying.
back.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we didn't come out of the pit.
No, I bought him
True,
like
but we went to the
3
same area.
green drinks last night. Like
Okay, well, I was a little out of it last night.
Teddy's
Couldn't even
fine.
spring
Oh,
for the
that's not
brown drink.
candy.
The green drink's the higher level. You don't want the brown drink. All
You
right.
don't
Well,
want the yellow drink either.
I dare you be fooled into drinking the yellow drink. So as it stands, we
Yes.
all as a group have survived a certain level of trauma together. We survived a thing that we by all means should not have.
Have you never been in that position before?
No.
Actually, no.
No. Are you a maniac? How often do you
Well,
find
you
yourself
have,
2
haven't you?
inches from death?
Oh, absolutely, I have. Being on the front lines of the war, or very similar.
The war
I-
thing.
This is the big boy
I-
over here. He
Worked
understands.
In the labs, I made the weapons and armor.
Yeah, I talk to people. don't-
Yeah.
Unless you talk bad, very rarely will you find yourself that close to death when talking to people.
I mean, I guess I've had stuff.
And after
blow
all, you
up
just
on me.
wanted to talk.
That's what
I mean, I'm
good
just
at.
saying, it's actually not very foreign to me.
All goes to say, fundamentally, we are lucky as a group to be alive.
Okay.
I would agree with that since I was out for half the fight.
Let's go in with a plan this time.
Or
And
do we need to
actually
be doing?
stick to the plan.
As much as I like to get in a brawl, I also understand tactics and tact at the same time. I'm not sure if this is the first step that we should be doing, but it is a
The
necessary
longer-
step at some point. So the question
The
is, do we do
longer
this
we
now?
leave this, the worse it will be.
Well, Selene, you have to come up with a little
It's-
bit something more than just that.
Okay.
There's
I'm
a
sorry,
time
darling, but you do.
crunch, and I said I'll talk about it when we're not surrounded by other people.
All right, let's walk and talk.
Yeah. All
Are we
right.
good? Or we grab a room and
And
chat,
also-
or
Yeah, we could go up to our room. Oops. But we also have a cart that we can take.
Oh yeah, we should probably make sure our cart is still there and no one stole
Mm.
it.
And the other question is, should we escort these delegates to the crag? I feel like if we do that every time, it's going to take a lot of extra time.
Well, if the bridge is still out, it's sort of a difficult crossing.
We're way past the bridge, aren't we?
Oh.
You are not, but you know Kalen has made it to the crag, so
Yeah.
you can assume that some sort of way to get across is there.
One of
Did
my
we have-
associates has arrived, and I'm sure there's another I know there's another route. I'm not worried about that so much. But I am worried about the time it would take for us to escort personally each and every delegate. Now, granted, I'm not necessarily on a timeline here, but we might be put on one if this Marlos creature has even this strange ritual that the dwarf was talking about, or if whatever Selene is so worried about occurs.
So the way it looks to me, as both a active member of the chaos and as an active observer, we, a plucky, unlikely group of misfits and woebegons, have found ourselves with a begotten quest of sorts. I hate using that word, it's so cliche. A mission, a task. A woman knowing a great many things about us personally just by watching you all as you were reading your letters has sent us very poignant messages. And this is me just shooting in the dark. All of them probably said something about delegates, grabbing the delegate, it was saving them. Protection? Well, shit. My letter at least said something about, unfortunately, as much as I like to keep my heart in my pocket and my associates on my sleeve, I have to trust you all to a certain extent. So saith the old lady in the crag.
Well,
She has tasked us with collecting the delegates, which we have technically lost. It's kind of on us. We could have prevented it, but we, didn't. We prevented
How
some.
do you think we could
I'm
have
not really
prevented
sure how we
that?
could have prevented it, but
I am not a soothsayer. I know not the future or alternatives. But as it stands, we have a pretty good track record of at least recovering one. And we know the head and direction of others. So that the current way that priorities look for me is the way I'm seeing. We have delegates that we know of further downriver, and we know of a certain man in a temple that needs to be dealt with. Which one we as a group decide more pressing at this given moment, based on all of our own given baggage that we bring into this group. I'm sure everyone's got a dagger up their sleeve and a lie on their tongue just as much as anyone else here. I mean, I've told the truth since day one, but that goes the burden. As it stands, we got to figure out where we're going.
as it stands, Brick, after you, I
I
apologize.
do have reason to go south, but I go where Lady Selene goes. It is my forsworn duty.
So that's a vote / not a vote, because it could be superseded. I'll take it into perspective.
I imagine this is like you guys are outside now talking because you're like walk and talk, so you're kind of like outside getting the wagon loaded up. There's like the knoll that was guarding everything, kind of walks, hands your stuff, and walks away.
Yeah, fucking. Oh, I wrote down his name. Don't worry about it.
This is
It
dumb.
I did
doesn't
have a
fucking
Can I
matter.
check
question.
if the wagon is bugged?
If it's bugged, do you have like a magical thing? Detect magic?
No, I was just gonna, just investigate
Sure.
if I find anything amiss.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. That's a 12.
There's bugs everywhere.
Bugs.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it is covered in much more dust and powder than you would expect just staying here for like a day, but otherwise seems pretty normal. Seems fine.
Right, that's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it.
May I ask, what all did we learn about Riverguard? Like, do we know who's in charge? What kind of enemies are there? Do we know anything?
Gar Shatterkeel.
Okay, but do we know who he is? Like, what kind of person he is?
He's a
a
mean
warlock.
son of a bitch. I personally have business with the man. As I will say, that kind of does put a weight on my side as to where we should go. I understand that may not be where we need to go, and the man will be judged in the way that he will be judged in due time, whether I supersede immediately or in a few days. But yeah, Gar Shadowkeel is a mean son of a bitch who controls river people.
So what I understand about all of us right now as our group climate, we all received our own letters, which tells me that we are all here for our own purposes. And as a figure from my country, I completely understand that. Where I have to go is everywhere, because I do not know exactly where I do need to go.
I am in the
So
same
I-
spot.
Will do any of the above, because at one point I have to go everywhere until I find what I need. And that is not giving anything away, as that only takes common sense to understand being around me. So, as much as I do hate it, I think that we should take care of Marlos first for what he has. If Selene is this worried about it, and I'm so worried about what he is going to get his hands on from what the dwarf said, then we either need to find a way to deal with him best and not be put on under any curse, or we need to hurry up and hope that one of these other adventures leads to a better solution to deal with Marlos.
I think it is
Those are
inevitable.
options, it seems to me.
I think it's inevitable that we cross paths with these warlords both. So perhaps it is better to deal with the devil that we know, rather than the devil that we do not. We know almost nothing about Gar Shatterkeel. We know at least who Marlos is, who he has, who he commands.
That does sound understandable to me.
Well, if I like anything, it's to be proven wrong. That just means that there was an angle that I wasn't thinking about, and that caught me from doing something stupid. All right, I've been momentarily swayed, but also seeing as how collectively the group thus far votes we go deal with Temple Boy. We still can't just walk in there all willy-nilly like, oh, hey, we're here to kill you. I'm assuming we all know a thing or two about the curse.
Agree.
The curse that our dear temple man can do. And we've seen something that a statue esque figure down in this very hole over here that he might have been the one to create. So if we can go in with a little bit more preparation, that'd be nice.
Which obviously we should do before we start out, in case there's something we can buy that would help us.
Absolutely correct.
Drissa will pipe up. She says, "Am I coming with you guys or staying here with the delegates?"
See, I don't know.
I mean, I would like it if you came with us.
Drissa, I do think that you should come with us.
All right, works for me. But if you're... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna. You can finish, and then I'll say do my thing.
Yeah, she says, if you're planning on sneaking down there, though, I'd try and recruit Carbo's help. Didn't you guys kind of have a thing?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure if he would help us, and I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, which actually might be decently far.
If we were to take out Drool, he might want to help us.
Drool is
But why would you want to help us go find Marlos?
Drool, I get the impression, would not be too pleased that we released 20 prisoners from his prison.
Assuming someone checked in with Drool, I think Drool was kind of self-sufficient in his managerial properties in his team building game.
Yeah.
Unless there was
I'm
someone
not so sure that was
up the ladder that. Yeah, right. And assuming there was someone up the ladder that complained to Drool, I don't think Drool has even probably noticed that the vast majority of the prisoners have gone.
Now,
So unless somebody,
Were they not being fed?
Drissa, were you being fed?
Yeah, they were feeding us pretty regularly. I guess they had to keep our strength up some, for us to mine the dragon shard.
Drissa, just off the cuff, what are you proficient with any defenses, offenses, anything that we could hand you?
I mean, I can hold myself in a fight. All I really need is my short sword. I'll be fine.
That's what I was gonna do.
You
I was
just
gonna
have
see if I could
have your short sword.
gauge her.
They just
Well, I got
They
this
just-
one I got this one this morning before we rested.
you can have mine as much as
resourceful.
it woes me to say. It would
you
be
have
nice.
your own already, right?
Yeah,
She has
I-
her own. I mean, does she need your hand-me-downs?
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry. I'm lost in thought. I don't know. I still think it might be safer for you to stay here. But if you stay here, then I can't keep an eye out on you. And puts me in a pickle.
Drissa, maybe
Why
just
Why don't
stay
I
in the
come with you
back
and
a
keep
little
an
bit.
eye out for you? Yeah, and I'll stay in the back.
In fact, Drissa, would you come over here and please meet Animos? She's very kind and will take care of you. We'll probably be hanging out with you a little bit. She's smarter than she lets on. Animos is gonna come up and like tug her shoulder a little bit.
Sure. I think she's hesitant. She actually looks a bit put off by Animos a little bit, and she kind of gingerly reaches a hand out to pet him. She's like, good horsey, good.
It was
Man,
weird
that's
my
nice.
first time too. Seeing a horse in real life like that is strange. Especially one
Especially this,
think.
especially the bluish gray one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I just don't trust horses. They're way too smart. This one especially so. They're always plotting something, I'm sure of it.
She's only plotting just ways that I don't die. She's just helpful that way.
Well, seems useful. Well, you have your mirror, right, Bard?
That's something that goes into my plan. Decaneth, you can fix, right? You can use your tinkering to repair.
I mean, obviously, yes. I'd be a pretty shitty Kenneth if I couldn't.
I have a plan. From what I know about the curse, anything that lays eyes upon this thing is there laid victim to a curse of which it turns you to stone. Now, who's to say that if he lays eyes upon himself, that he can also not turn himself into stone? Now, a creature doesn't live as long as a warlord without knowing his own weaknesses. So clearly we're not just gonna be able to walk down there with a mirror. That would be goal number one of the thing to shatter and to destroy of every single one of his guards. Those that can look at themselves in the mirror, but probably awfully shouldn't because they're, gross cave dwellers. Either way, my plan. Rick, you got a tower shield, right? A big son of a bitch shield.
Rek just slaps his shield arm, yeah.
What we do, we go visit once again in Fierna, and we see if she's able to craft us a mirror, but not craft exactly, just gild onto Requisitioner's shield a mirror. Now, what we do is we shatter it as it's gilded, and then we cover it with pitch. So what it will look like to everyone else is just strange black residue all over the shield. But then when it comes time, I use my gun to and then I pull out my gun and I pull the trigger and it vacuums. Cast prestidigitation to do the cleaning feature, and a little vacuum of all the chambers. I'll suck up all the pitch while you use your magics to repair the mirror, and there, in the swiftest look, we have ourselves a fully repaired, standing, roughly, 4.5 foot tall shield.
So, a couple things. One, where does it go after you suck it up?
I've stopped asking that question long ago. I have no idea.
Oh,
no
fair
idea.
Enough. Second, it'll take me roughly a minute to do the repair. I don't know if that's something we should do probably before engaging the enemy.
Also, as number 3, if it's covered in pitch, why does it need to be broken?
Yeah, that's another thing. We could probably just get it warped so that it can fit across the field. Look like a funhouse mirror.
Yeah, no, that works.
We could just dirty it. And it's
Yeah,
fine.
just dirty it up. I don't know, but shattering it, because, the whole entire, you got a mirror on your shield. Someone's probably tried that before.
Can you do the mirror on the inside of your shield? And flip it around?
Put a handle on the outside of your shield.
Put a handle on both sides.
Flippy dippy shield.
I think canonically, we decided that my shield is affixed to my arm. It is not like something to hold. It is part of me.
I will say, based on, because this is something I feel like you guys would know based on the conversations we had, but also just research you've done before here. It can be any polished surface, so even the shield polished enough would work just as well as like a mirror.
We
I was
can
gonna say, Requisitioner also is always polishing his armor. Like he is, like
Can you,
constantly. Well, anytime there's downtime, he's making sure that his armor is clean. I was actually thinking about this. Yeah, I already do that.
Can you extra clean his shield with your little that?
Yeah, I put my gun at his shield and it sprays a couple times, like Windex comes out of it, and I take my coat and I just and I spray and I spritz it down.
Take off all the polish.
And it is polished. Polish is coming out of this thing. I stopped asking questions long ago. I just think, hey, I want to do this simple little trick, and then it just does it.
Yeah.
It is a multi-tool of the future.
Shield glimmers, you can see your reflection in it.
Can you do that with mine as well?
If you ask nicely.
Nah, I'm good, fine.
Figured. All right, well, that's at least half of a plan.
Although maybe you could also do it to Selene's armor. I don't know if that would work exactly.
Yeah,
but
I
feel
guess
like
that means I'm going
the
with.
chest plate would work.
That would mean I'm going with the Guardian and not the Infiltrator set then.
No,
Is that what you want to do?
Infiltrator is specifically matte to help me blend in.
Is it?
Yeah, having it be gleaming and shiny.
Shiny in the shadows.
We can
kind of defeats the purpose.
We just need a. I think this is. By the way, I personally think this is Plan B in case something goes wrong. I think Plan A should be what we were talking about doing in the first place at the Stone Monastery. I think if we actually go in and explain in a way that we did Malos a favor, that somehow the monastery was beneath him with all of the soldiers that he had, that might be another way to deal with him. Play on more pride than anything else. I also have a couple ideas of what he's looking for, but I'm not entirely sure. So if something seems dire, and if we get there in the moment and wisdom takes over for once, then we might be able to switch up our tactics. You understand?
I mean, if you really want to pretend. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Should we make a decision about like who we should or shouldn't kill this time? Since we always seem to kill the ones we wanted to keep alive.
Well, I mean, we don't even know who's there. I mean,
yes, but I mean, Marlos. Do we want to keep him alive or not?
If we
Chevelle de Caneth, the one that they took.
We also might want to understand what Marlos wants. This is becoming a larger game than just a fight.
it could be very easy to create a deal with Marlos because all the warlords want something, right?
I'm gonna go with war.
Yes, but
it's war always has a means.
Perhaps he needs supplies.
It's not necessarily about the war itself. Yes. War for him, for a returning of he wants to be his own warlord of the entire Corvair. It seems a little far-fetched for a single warlord. Even my brother's eyes aren't that big.
So,
are we supposed to know who your brother is, or?
You definitely know who my brother is.
I really don't think I do.
The loudmouth
really
painted chaser that disappeared for a couple of years.
Ah, yes, that was him.
That
20
one.
years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, you've probably heard rumors of the new king of Valinor.
Oh, that's.
You're related to that guy?
Sorry.
Yeah, he's a little shit.
Oh.
Wow.
But yeah, here I am.
Well, to get away from him, or?
Let's just say all the above.
Oh, juicy exposition. Save it for the trip. We still have to figure out what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Traveling.
Well, we have planned. But is there anything else we should get in town while we are here? Other supplies, maybe. I would like to find some type of insulated jar or bucket to carry that lava eventually as well.
Oh yeah.
The sooner you get that, the better, just in case we stumble across it after all.
I think that we can. Yes, I agree. And so
we do have a moon to get it up until
we have 3 weeks.
Crushed.
Yes,
like a can.
So I get crushed, which kind of sounds a little exciting.
We have to make sure
but,
we know which moon we're referring to by a moon.
We have 3
weeks.
3 weeks.
Just to go back to the Marlos thing before we continue on, it is likely that, considering that his whole temple and everything is under the ground, he may be willing to trade things if we offer to bring him supplies or give him information from the outside world. He is very far removed from the other goings on in Droaam.
I mean,
Do we know that?
He comes and goes. We were told by Corbo, he comes and goes as he pleases.
But if it's just him
Also-
who goes that comes and goes, then how much information can one man obtain?
If we want to lie a little bit, not that we've ever been known for it,
I mean, if I have to. Doesn't sit right with me, but I guess I could.
I-
You have to.
I'm the Kenneth they actually want, not my brother.
Is that true?
She does
Yeah.
seem smart.
Do they know that?
Miraj will know.
Okay. All right. Okay. So the way I look at it, we can walk in there and talk to him and say, hey, we got some information, or we could work for you. Is there another warlord that you do not like? Because to my knowledge, the warlords are also going to be in on this councilate meeting of Droaam becoming a country or not. So
I'm not
us
so
just
sure because I think that's why they were stopping it, right?
they were stopping it because they didn't want it, but they are going to be a part of the conversation if
Are
it
they?
goes through. Am I correct?
Are they?
We got the
Yeah, each of-
feeling,
each of
didn't
the-
we, that
Yeah,
Sorry.
Each of
each
the
of
warlords
the
has a vote?
warlords, each warlord typically has a vote, and this is where it's supposed to be.
Understood, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So whether or not they'll be in there in person, their voices will be heard, and us just willy-nilly walking up and killing one of them is probably not the best play.
I will say this. At some point, we're going to have to reckon with him with what he wants to do. And that is not in any interest of life.
I don't know. I, for one, think gaining rock powers might be kind of cool. I could gift rock powers. Like, hey, that's kind of cool.
I think with that, as you guys are heading north in your cart, Sirius riding on Animos, heading towards the Stone Monastery, talking about your plans, we're going to take a short break here and return to find out what our team decides on.
You heard them, man.
I'm messaging
Hell yeah.
John.
Yeah. Let's go to a little breaky poo. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll have our game back here in a few. Please don't go nowhere. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Love you all. Yeah. Chill for a minute. Go stretch your legs. Stand up. Go get some water. Yeah. Yeah. Goodbye. All right. Okay. We're back. As if we never left.
Welcome back.
Isn't that amazing?
Been here the whole time.
Magic.
And I remember to unmute Discord this time.
You're doing great. So, the rain has stopped, the wind has slowed down, the sun is low on the horizon by the time you... Oh no, you guys stayed up late, just kidding. You guys make it there, it's about a little past noon by the time you make it to the monastery. As you're walking up the hillside, you can see the stone steps leading to it. This time, you have like some time before you get up there, but you can see where the old gargoyles that were standing up front look like they've been replaced with gargoyles that are basically looking a different direction. One of them actually, like, you can see its head like swivel towards the path as you guys are like walking that direction.
I'll tell Bart. Oh yeah, these two are real. The first two were just statues. I don't know if I told you, but
I think you figured that out after they never said anything at all.
well,
maybe.
they could just not like
Yes, I did figure that out after they didn't say anything at all. Thank you for the superfluous information.
Well, we trust you, Both. You know, we trust
I'm
your
very
judgment.
obviously lying and being sarcastic. Bart is telling a joke.
John, was there any weird weather on the way up?
You had the storm, it kind of like slowly petered out. It's now just kind of like, I think it's just probably chilly now. Yeah.
But none of that like unnatural weather we'd been looking.
I would say after the rain sputtered out, there was like a sharp temp drop that could have just been the weather, but it definitely is like a 15-degree drop as you ended up.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm. As we move to the stone monastery.
Well, is it time to go down to the depths?
If we can even get there.
True.
So
Well,
we're
just
just to
foreboded.
just to clarify, we're talking first. We're trying to talk first.
We're gonna
Yep.
try to.
Okay, just wanted to make sure we had that solidified.
Yeah, Bartholomew, if you would like, you may take point on this one.
What a gift you have bestowed upon me, good sir.
Well, I just feel like those honey words of yours will become very handy with
Why?
this
Thank you.
thorny Medusa.
All right,
Oh,
walk up.
To keep the surprise, I'm not wearing my armor. It's in my bag of holding, so that way I can still have it equipped and in action. But they don't see that it's polished.
Sure. Now, the one gargoyle that turned its head like continues to watch you as you approach.
I also come up to Raven right before we do that behind Bartholomew, and I'm gonna say, Raven, would you mind if you polished up the front of my shield a little bit as a mirror? Like, I would be greatly appreciative of that.
Certainly.
Thank you.
So
Please
I
don't tell
will have
Bartholomew.
used
I
it.
appreciate
I'll
that.
use my cantrip to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, little prestidigitation cleaning action.
Thank you. Please don't tell Bartholomew this is just between you and I.
Sure.
The
Thank you.
Requisitioner has been like checking his shield and seeing how polished it is, and is kind of like insulted. He's not gonna like say anything, but he's like, I could have polished it. You know, this could have been fine if I had done it, but whatever, it's okay.
Yeah, so Barth, as you approach, there's like a cracking of stone as the gargoyle just says, "Speak."
I'm gonna touch Bartholomew in the back and give him guidance.
Yeah.
Just a little shove, actually.
We come seeking an audience with Corbo. His friends from yesterday have come a calling.
There's like this moment where the just stares at you and says,
Respawn.
"He's expecting you," and the doors open up.
That's never a good sign.
Lovely.
Yeah, good. Yeah, always a good plan. Always a good plan. All right. March on in.
I'm gonna give him guidance again because it only lasts a minute.
Friends, welcome. As you like walk into the main area, Quarbo comes walking up to you, his hands out, this big smile on his face. He says,
Corbo, you
well,
cleaned up.
Yes, getting things organized again. And you see there's one of the soldiers is kind of like, he's just got one basically guy that's walking around defending him right now. He says, I suppose you're going deeper then?
Just an audience with your benefactor, if possible.
Mm-hmm.
An audience? I thought you were gonna kill Miraj.
That's on the list, Cabo.
That
Would you
is
calm down?
Very
Subtlety
high
is-
on the list.
Subtlety is really not your strong suit, is it, Cabo? You always got to go in with the honeyed words, the iron glove, and the velvet, the shit, iron fist, velvet glove. You got me mixed up.
The velvet fist.
Damn.
I'm more like the boulder. I continue to roll on and on through all polite conversation.
You do
Eroding
roll on
away
and on,
until
don't
you, eroding away until you become mere pebbles.
I'm not sure I like that metaphor, but
Mm.
I'm not sure, Carbo. It seems like you've grown a little bit of moss on you.
I like the new Corbo.
well, I suppose if you go down to see Marlos and talk to him, though, that is going to mean that I let you through.
Marlos, I feel like Cabo. I feel like we've done Marlos a favor, kind of cleaning out the filth from his monastery. I feel like now only the stronger will come. Don't you agree? We all return to dust eventually, correct?
Make me a persuasion or intimidate check.
Alternatively, we would just rough you up a little bit and say that, we overpowered you. We don't really
Or
have
we
to,
could just say that Droaam let us through.
He says,
I'm just gonna be cursed with bad rolls for a while. Fine. 8 persuasion.
yeah, he smiles and says, of course. I'll lead you down the way.
I think I'm gonna have to make an inside check on our homie here. Is he marching us to our death?
I don't. Yeah.
Is he
sure.
fully?
I will also.
May I as well? We cannot read Carbo to like save our
God, no,
life.
none of us.
There we go.
At any
Okay, there's
time I've ever
Raven,
gotten.
Raven
Yay,
gets
for once.
Yeah,
A
no,
19 for me.
He's got a plus 12 to
The
deception.
leading in nat ones.
All right, the rest of you, like
Poor
Carbo, he's either inscrutable or he seems very like obvious as he begins like moving back towards the steps that you once went down to see Drool and the prisoners. Raven, you get the sense that he is leaving some information out, though he seems genuine and like that he's leading you to where you need to go currently.
I will relay my insight to the group.
Yeah, you get the feeling he's holding something back. But
Bartholomew,
as
I'm
you
gonna
go-
do this your way. So I'm just saying we're gonna do it your way before we do it my way.
Funny thing is, my way is your way.
Hitting things?
Kill
Yeah.
everything?
Now?
I
You want me to
thought
do that
you
now?
were all about talking.
Yeah.
Push him up against the wall and like rough him up a little bit and get the information out of him. I'm not saying like fucking kill him in the stairwell, but come on, dude.
Kill him in the stairwell?
I switch over to Elvish and I'm like, listen, I don't know if he understands, but like, listen.
I asked
If he's hiding
Carbo in
something-
Elvish. Do you speak Elvish?
Me?
I've got
No,
my
I have
fingers like this mid Elvish sentence. I just like kind of like look over at him like,
Uh-oh.
No, goblin, sure, not elvish. Not many elves around here.
Did you ask in Elvish if he spoke Elvish?
I did ask.
Oh, sorry. I missed that part. No, he could just kind of like glances back at you guys.
That's very funny.
If he's hiding something, this is me in Elvish. My Elvish. Oh no, my Elvish accent is I learned it from someone hidey-tidy. So if he's hiding something, then we have to get it from him. You know, you have to push him up against the wall. You have to ask him strongly. So my way right now, at least, is in fact your way, right?
I asked
take my
L
hammer.
to if
Rough
he knows
him
this
up.
dialect.
It's no, it wouldn't be Valinar because Valinar is all sorts of shoot.
It's seems to be some city elf dialect.
I spin my hammer in my hand. I cast Roaring Maw, and I slam the side, like on the like in the stairs when we're going down. I slam the side of the wall, and I say, "Cabo."
Oh, subtlety.
Oh, yes.
You are currently lying through us through omission. I'm giving you another chance to fix it. Now, I want you to head this place more than you do. But there has to be some sort of understanding between us. Does that make sense?
I pull my gun and I put it to his head and I say, "You don't want to make a lie of yourself twice now. We're friends here. It doesn't have to be this way. Come on, Cabo."
He says, I can give you some information that may make your journey easier to cross, but I need something in return.
Well, what would you like, Cabo?
Is your life a good trade?
Well, we'll give him some chance first, you know.
Well,
We all
Now.
return back to the earth eventually.
so would
Some
you
quicker
like
than
to set
others,
up?
don't we?
What was that, Selene?
She just asked if you would like it sped up.
Hey,
Saying the same thing at the same time in a different way. I love it.
I know.
Mhm. Yeah, go ahead and make me an intimidation check. I don't know. Yeah, you guys can have I don't know who wants to lead it, but you can have advantage because it sounds like
-1.
either Selene or
Intimidation. I can I use my strength?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna make. Do you mind if I take the advantage, or do you want to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
You do it.
Okay,
Not
I'm gonna
me.
take just a strength check then.
Are you not trained?
16. In intimidation, no.
I mean, it's a charisma after all.
You can use your
Yeah, but
strength.
I can use my.
depends on the game.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
John allows me to use my
I love
strength,
strength
depending on the
for
way.
intimidation, especially if you're like slamming a hammer into the wall and stuff as you.
And I'm not trained. I'm trained in persuasion, but not intimidation. So
You see, he kind of sighs and says, "Fine. There's a certain hand sign you'll need to do," and he kind of like goes through the motions of showing you this kind of like triangle type sign with his hand. He says,
Is it like the one that was in the skull of this?
it does look similar, but
Is it like the one the Owlman did?
It looks kind of similar to that in a way, but also different than both of those.
Yeah, oh man,
Oh.
we're just snapping, Sam.
No, the one that we captured. He did a hand sign on how to get into the tower.
Mm-hmm. Into Feathergale Spire, that is true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rek doesn't believe in gang signs.
Raven quickly sketches down the symbol that he's showing them.
Yeah.
yeah, I memorized it.
So you know that so hard? The truth will set you free after all.
Yes. If you do have the opportunity to, kill Miraj before Marlos finishes you off, that would be nice. And he leads you deeper into the mines. He leads you pretty down. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask him, why do you hate Miraj? Like, I know why I hate him, but why do you hate him?
I thought it was obvious. I'm using you to take out all the people in the line up to Marlowe so I can be his number 2 man. Miraj right now is his number 2.
Okay. Oh, that. Yeah, actually, that makes a ton of sense.
You don't even
Okay.
want to replace Marlos. You just want to be his number 2.
I'm getting the feeling that he thinks Marlos is a little too strong for that one, so better to serve him than to try to replace him.
Smithers ass motherfucker.
I mean, it should, on the off chance you actually kill Marlos, that could benefit me, but I doubt that will happen. No offense. And with that, he leads you to this area beneath the monastery, where it's
Do I see Droll
dark.
on the way, by the way?
No, you actually do not see Drool.
Oh, maybe he got fired.
No, they're doing another team building exercise. But
I would hate for him to get fired. He was a really solid guy.
Yeah, they moved up to Uno this time.
He was
Seemed
an
like he was-
amazing
Oh
leader.
God, Uno.
He was doing
Uno will
his job.
break friendships.
He was trying to get his team together. Like, he seemed like probably the most put together person in the entire monastery.
But he also let 20 prisoners walk free without second checking, so...
Hey,
So
I
did
mean, at least
Marlo.
he's not a craven bastard.
Priorities.
Yes.
Are you craven? Are you craven?
Hey, Meta asking here, who took, we had 2 healing potions from Foblin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Who
Foblin the
took
Goblin.
those?
I
From Foblin the Goblin, baby.
I might have. Let me double check.
I would
my
like to give one to
Yeah.
Raven and Bartholomew each, please.
We are the most
Yeah.
squishy of the party.
I wouldn't use the word squishy.
Oh, is
Well,
Trissa in here
you-
with us?
I
It's gonna
poke
ju-
his
by the way.
stomach.
Yeah, Trissa's
I
following
would
behind you guys
use
as
the
well.
word tender.
I just wanted to make sure that we had our extra party member accounted for.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
she's
and
there. She's
Trissa.
kind of like looks thoughtful and reserved, following you guys as you go.
One to each of the squishy members.
Just saw you good at being quiet.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Of course, yes.
Good.
Yeah. So
Yes, I will take one, thank you.
It's already in my bag.
Carbo leads you to the set of bars that he kind of takes a key out and unlocks, sliding them aside, and points you to where you can see this this kind of open, like stairwell, pretty much, where it's like open in the center and goes around the edge of the room, leading down into the darkness.
Mm.
He says, "Follow these steps down until you get to, flat ground. You'll be greeted by some of the hobgoblin guards, most likely, perhaps the gargoyles. But when you get to the, just show them the sign, and you'll be good to go."
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
I'll light up a torch also, just so we have one going down, because I assume it's not lit. Probably too much. down there.
7 is not gonna help.
Carbo, man.
Yeah, hard to read. Carbo
Inscrutable habit.
as ever.
Once again, strikes again.
He says, "Yeah,
as we-
just you'll see a chasm, go through that. You'll see the hobgoblins flash the symbol, and they'll speak to you."
Hmm.
Well, if you see us, then you'll see us.
I look forward to seeing you again, Cabo.
Yes, I'm sure it'll be an interesting visit. And he kind of like turns around, and you see him like close the gate behind you guys as you begin walking down the steps.
I tell the group, this is gonna get a little bit more rocky more quickly than I thought.
Huh.
Talking
So
might
did
not
you
be the best
guys-
option
Rock
in this one.
temple.
I'm
Did you
literally
guys
going to
want
scream.
know, or
Hmm?
I mean, I
sorry.
signed an NDA, but I guess I should probably tell you why Miraj needs to die.
Listen, yeah, I'm not very comfortable going into a situation where 2 people of the 3, potentially 3 people of the 5, 6, know a person that we're about to meet, and they have not filled the rest of the party in. You keep talking about this Miraj fella. I have no idea who he is.
worked with him briefly.
Doing what? House painting?
So I lied and told most people it was a power supply we were making. It was a weapon. He stole it before it was finished.
Okay.
So we don't know if it works,
Excuse you, I designed it. It'll work.
but we don't know if it works right
What was
now.
it designed to do?
I mean, it's a weapon. It wasn't designed to mow lawns, I don't think.
No, but is
Yeah,
the area of effect? Is it single?
Well,
is
it might mow
single
lawn in a
component?
different.
Suffice to say, it
Sense.
affects a wide area, and it would be very bad if it was finished.
Would I know about this, Sam? Would you have told Rek about any of it? You think?
Did you listen to the rock that she put inside
No.
you?
Not yet.
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Well,
All right.
I think coming into this, we might need to. I'm just not sure if talking is the best idea.
If you pretend you're handing me over to help finish it, he'll probably go for it.
Okay, say we do that. Captivity is not one of my favorite things, if you haven't noticed. What is the plan after we do that? Should we go? Is that the time we
him
go as
alone in the lab
Both
and
like to
kill
say,
him?
guns are blazing? Or do we bide our time even more? I don't know if any type of talking is going to be very good with Malos right now. I think we should just go in and get as much information off of Selene, and then Selene, is there anything that you can do if we offer you and get you close to Malos?
I mean, I'd
Any
like
tricks
to
up
rip
your
his
sleeve?
fucking head off, but
Well, I mean, Malos first. Miraj, I feel like is going to be easier to take care of. Unless we can get them separate, but I'm not so sure that we can. And trust me, I hate to talk. I like to do. But this is a delicate situation. Any thoughts would be welcome.
What makes this Mirage fella tick? I need to know him. I need to know the mark.
money.
Okay.
I can't think of why else he would have stolen it, other than to sell it to the highest bidder.
You used to work
Possible
with him.
vendetta. Anyone he
got
hated?
assigned to help me. I don't know him the
It wasn't.
best.
It wasn't your choice. It wasn't his choice.
No.
So money and personal vendetta. Is he capable of finishing this weapon alone? I take it that's why he kidnapped your brother, because he thought that your brother might have some ability or knowledge or wherewithal to be able to do it.
Probably, most likely that, or he just needs help speeding up the progress, but
So he's a man who bit off a little bit more than he could chew, trying to sell a weapon for either power or money. And we need to figure out which one of those are more important to him.
Well, if he's working with Marlos, he may also just desire power. And so I don't know if there's anything we can offer him that would be better for that.
Unless
I'm
Marlos,
not
being
so
that
sure
he
we're
has
gonna
a,
get.
unless Marlos, being that he has a business of slaves digging up dragon shards, unless he's getting the power already, and Marlos somehow has a funnel of money. You go either way. We gotta figure out when we get there. See,
I also think this is
don't
kind of
like
kind of
running
because-
in half cocked. God, I need to have more of a plan ready before I commit to anything. But here I am, halfway down the tunnel, going into a cave.
Keep in mind you do have inspiration to flash back if you ever come up with a plan.
a thing we need. I'm messaging you. One more question.
Okay.
The problem with this stipulation is I don't think that we're going to catch Marlos and Miraj separately.
Assuming both of them are still down there.
if we do, then we can move
Marlos.
forward. Then I feel like our natural inclinations will take over.
I don't like
So
the,
then you're
the idea
absolutely
that's-
certain that they can't finish this weapon without you?
It'll take longer. I designed it. It's mine. They don't have the full plans because I didn't write out the full plans. Most of it's in my head.
Smart way to do that, to be honest.
Well, what if you forget?
Hey, I'm gonna take 1 minute while we do this and cast Gift of Alacrity on myself.
How long are these stairs? Damn, I feel like we've been walking for ages.
I'm also going to
muted.
touch. I'm also going to
Yeah,
touch myself, Requisitioner,
God,
and Selene.
Burning.
serious?
I just got
Come
that.
on.
Raising my dude.
Not the time.
And both of you feel a little bolstered, a little bit more constitutional, if you know what I mean. Have a little bit more constitution with you. You get that.
I'm
Who'd you
feeling very
cast them?
constitutional right now. Yes, thank you.
Requisitioner, myself, and Selene.
It's by 5. Nice. All right. Yeah, so you guys go down about 30 sets of stairs, pretty much 30 floors of stairs, descending deeper and deeper and deeper, until you finally arrive at the bottom, where you guys, the only light you have being Requisitioner's torch.
I wouldn't have pulled out my gun yet to do the light. It's gone.
I have my goggles.
You kind of the passage leads to this kind of subterranean chasm spanned by this almost like zigzagging 10-foot wide stone bridge, no railings or anything, and this bridge seems to link as you're coming from the north, basically seems to head to the south. You can kind of see underneath the bridge is just this massive it seems to go like down into the darkness pretty much. And you can kind of see to the west the chasm like seems to narrow but continues for some distance. You can kind of like see where basically if you like jump down into it or something you might be able to get somewhere. But yeah, you see there are a couple of torches here lighting the way along the bridge.
Let's go.
As you begin to cross, Sirius, you notice 3 gargoyles, each one kind of like perched in the shadows along the edges of this kind of like cavernous room.
I do
just
the sign. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just gonna go ahead and do the sign towards them.
Okay.
Do what?
The sign that Carbo showed us. Just are they watching us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to just go ahead and do the whatever it is.
Do the sign. Sure. You do the sign. And you see hold on. Yeah. You do the sign. You see one of the gargoyles trying to like turns its head almost as if like watching, waiting for you to do something else or do more. Just kind of like waiting expectantly.
Motherfucker, he only gave us half.
Remind me to kill Cabo later. I don't tell him the whole truth.
Oh, that's why I wanted to insight check him again. Cause I'm like, oh no, I don't believe him. I don't believe this is
I'm
right.
gonna say, from dust we are formed, to dust we go back, and then keep going. No idea if that doesn't.
The correct word would have been Earth.
Give me just a straight charisma check as you're kind of like scrolling.
Oh man.
9.
-1.
Yep. -1 charisma. I'm pretty blunt if you don't know.
So as you begin walking across Sirius, you see one of the gargoyles flies up and begins flying down towards you.
Aggressively?
Looks pretty aggressive, yeah.
All right, let's go. Fine. Is anyone else? Are we close to those hobgoblins?
You don't see any hobgoblins.
Okay.
Wait, why was Sirius walking ahead alone?
Also, I would definitely be ahead of Parth.
It's fine. You can move yourselves where you would be in
The
this hall.
Requisitioner would be like right by me.
This map, by the way, is not the default map that comes with this module. I found where a Reddit user named Gidley actually like made a new map in Dungeon Draft. Looks so much better than the map that comes with this. So
Hell yeah.
I was gonna say this map looks sick. It looks really
Yeah, it looks really cool from what we can see so far.
So, yeah. I will ask you guys to go ahead and roll some initiative for me.
All right. I also get to put a D8 on that.
Hey,
17
that's pretty
initiative. 17.1 for me. Can I change it? I got
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
Thank you, Gift of Alacrity.
Oh, Jesus.
Alright, this one's still up here. This one's the one flying towards.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
A nat 20 on initiative.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
It's
it's fine.
useless.
Since the gargoyles
yeah.
get that 20.
Highest dex, lowest go.
I think this one's going to, like, seeing Requisitioner out here too, is going to fly over here. And Sirius, I need you. How am I going to do this actually? Yeah, I need you to make an athletics or acrobatics check as this thing tries to grab you.
10.
It only got an 8.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
But it gets 2 attacks, so it's going to try and grab you again.
That's so funny.
Do I need to go again?
Yeah.
All right.
This time you got to be 16.
16.
Also, mine did not get put on the turn order for some reason.
Oh, you have to.
You gotta.
You have to
yeah,
click
gotta-
your token when you roll initiative. Just
Good to know.
it's not very clear, but it's the way that the thing populates.
Yeah, I got you. Cool. So this gargoyle flies in. Tries to grab you. If it's opposed grapple. Oh, I think nothing changes, right? If it's a tie and grapple. So
Yeah, I thought
it tries to grab you, but can't do anything. Basically, you're just fighting this thing off. This one.
Plus, if they could
flies in.
lift me and fly, I would be very impressed. I'm very heavy.
Sure. This one actually comes and tries to grab you, Requisitioner. It like latches onto your shield, trying to like pull you. And same thing.
So it's trying to
athletics.
move me against my will. You would say.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I get.
Come on. All right, let's go.
All right.
Boom.
23.
All right. Go again. Never mind. I don't even think you can get lower than that, can you?
Yeah, 22.
He could if he rolled that one.
That's
yeah,
true.
That's fair.
And you kind of like see these things. They come. You guys standing inside the tunnel. You're just seeing, Sirius and Requisitioner out here on this bridge. All of a sudden, you see these like big stone gargoyles flying down, trying to like snatch and grab at them. Obviously, trying to like pull them off of the bridge into the darkness below.
How about no thanks?
And you see like the last one flies in and does the same thing, Sirius. This one tries to like grab you. You're trying to like fight off one. All of a sudden you have like another one like
All
trying to
right, let's
grab onto
try
your
it.
back. I'm just gonna go ahead and roll twice to 4 to 6.
Oh my gosh, yes. Come on.
On.
They're rolling
I mean,
so low.
As long as I didn't get a nat 1, I'd be fine.
Yeah.
Great. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
So you got a 12 and 8, or yeah, 12 and 10 beats their 4 and 6. So these gargoyles are just out here. Sirius is knocking them back. One's like scraping against Requisitioner's shield, but can't get a good grip on it. Sirius, it's your turn.
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna change our music from. All right.
All right, wanting to end this quickly, I just turn around and say, I guess it starts now. And you just see a sheath of energy go around my hammer. You just hear and I cast Roaring Maw and go after the one right in front of me.
All right, do it too.
That's this one.
Oh
16.
Yeah, hits.
All right.
Hammer slamming into the creature's face. Slowly.
Yes. And is knocked 5 feet directly back.
What is
And
the
his
total amount of
and his-
damage that you did?
Oh, I rolled a 16 and I got 11 bludgeoning, 5 thunder.
Smile.
Thank you. Sorry. Which is pretty good.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Requisitioner. Oh, sorry. Is Sirius anything else?
He gets knocked back 5 feet, and that is all I do at the moment. I don't think I've got any bonus actions, so
Oh, you don't get 2 attacks yet, do you?
I don't ever get 2 attacks.
It's a cleric.
The cleric
Tempest doesn't get.
Nope. We get something cool at 8th level, but it's 8th level.
Cool.
All right. Requisitioner.
Okay. To start, I will use Divine Favor, which will give me, it's a bonus action, it gives me a 1d4 radiant damage on a hit. And I think I'll just take 2 attacks at this gargoyle.
Yeah. Unhook your
That's
flail.
not with an advantage, but first is 25, which I assume is.
Yes. Easily.
So first hit is 6 bludgeoning, 2 radiant. That second swing is a 19.
Oh, your flail counts as magical too, because it's like
Yeah, because it's the arm blade.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it's magical damage. Yeah. So 19 hit.
Oh, yeah. Apparently just accidentally pressed the hotkey to back out of the instance. But yes, 19 does hit. You can go ahead and roll damage on that one.
4 more bludgeoning and 1 radiant. So, you know, it's a handy 13 damage this turn.
Nice.
And then that'll be it for me.
Perfect. Selene, you are up next as Requisitioner. You see Requisitioner unhook his flail, like slamming into the one in front of him, as Sirius also like has 2 that he's fighting against, knocks 1 back. But what would you like to do?
So I definitely still did not have the armor equipped because I thought we would get through this. So I have to spend my action to snap and have it come flying out of my bag to attach to me.
Yeah. Toon, 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 toon.
I'll use my bonus action to activate the defensive field and give myself 5 temp HP.
Cool.
Is it just you or everybody around you?
Just me. It's the armor.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to move it on?
No, because I don't want to get dragged off the fucking edge.
All right. Yeah. Bartholomew.
I would like to move up in front of Selene right here. Excuse me. And then I'm going to look at the one in front of Requisitioner right here. And I'm gonna fix my spell that keeps resetting every time I level up because it doesn't like the multi-class. And I'm
Struggles
going.
with warlock stuff too.
Yeah, I'm gonna summon my gun, and I'm going to fire off a little blap blap at
Almost
the,
at one.
the man's.
14 does not hit. Will not penetrate the stone.
Damn. Well, it's a good thing that I can fire again. I guess not.
Yeah.
Damn.
Not hit either.
Well-
Yeah, so you kind of like fire in quick succession, and each one like makes contact, but like just kind of skipping across, like taking maybe like a bits off of the edge of the golem or the gargoyle's not really doing much damage or any damage.
I do one of these, just like bang bang, and then seeing that it did nothing, just kind of do like a. And I turn around and I walk back behind Selene and I hide.
All right,
I cower behind her.
Raven.
I think I can actually roll stealth.
Dynamic lighting says that I can reach this guy, so I'm going to try to cast Frostbite.
Okay.
So he'll need to roll Constitution.
15.
Saved. All right. So no effect.
Yeah, so you kind of like shoot out this ray of ice, and this gargoyle kind of like breaks off its attack from Sirius to dodge it, but it still kind of manages to evade your attack.
And I will stay right where I am, so that's all I'm doing.
Cool. All right, we're back at the top of the round with the gargoyles. I think this one moves around, recognizing that there are many threats here, and is just going to actually, I think, lash out at. I don't even know who to do. Is going to bite at Requisitioner and then claw at Sirius with an 11 and 14.
Bite
It does not hit
misses.
either one of them. Huh?
I just said the
Yeah.
bite misses.
Oh, yeah. So this thing can't break through either of their armors, but the gargoyle in front of you, Requisitioner, tries again to grab you.
Okie. 18.
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
man's
Staying
so
just
strong.
ahead of the game.
That juggernaut plating, man.
It's so good. It's awesome. So it's a 22 and a 12.
Yeah, that'll definitely beat the 18 and 9 that our gargoyle got. This one moves forward. I think it takes damage from your roaring maw, Sirius, right?
Yeah, we'll have my sonic echo hit it. Ooh, 14
Ooh,
thunder
baby.
damage.
Damn. Yeah, kind of like just explosion of rock. Yeah, this gargoyle looks pretty rough as like one of its wings kind of like begins cracking, and it seems to have trouble staying afloat. But it is going to try and grab you, Sirius.
Okay. That's not good.
16.
Yes. Yes.
These gargoyles were not well trained.
No.
Natural 20.
That's 20.
Have I
There we
ever
go.
told you the definition of insanity?
So yeah, these things are like frustratingly trying to grab Sirius, who's not having any bit of it. And Requisitioner either. They just cannot get a grip on these. There's like screeching of stone on metal. You can see the gargoyles getting frustrated.
All right.
But
let's
it's back
sing-
up to you, Sirius.
Same go around.
Mhm.
Activate my hammer. Oh shoot, just the first one. 18.
That will hit.
Max damage. 11
Damn.
bludgeoning, 8 thunder. Wow.
Damn.
And he gets pushed
Uh,
back straight 5 feet.
And
So
as it's
19
pushed
damage.
back, it just kind of like explodes into rock, and you kind of like hear it plummeting down into the darkness.
We count and see how long it takes for it to fall.
You can give me an intelligence check.
Hell yeah.
I
I don't suppose a tool would be able to be used for this intelligence check.
If you tell me what you're doing, I can help.
Pull out your sextant.
If I use a tool on an intelligence check, I get to add a d4. That's what I'm
I mean,
at.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I think you're doing this in the moment. You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck, 11. I'm rolling horribly.
I mean,
Par for
you
the
know,
course.
it's more than 80 feet.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Stay where it's safe.
So, yeah, serious. You explode that one. Anything else? Or was that your turn?
Turn around, square up with this guy. I'm actually gonna move right here next to Rec.
Okay. Just kind of facing off with him.
Yeah.
Requisitioner.
Are gargoyles like capable of speech? Like, do I get the impression that these guys could tell us anything?
You did hear the gargoyle up front speak in like at least a few words, but I would say gargoyles typically don't really talk much that you've seen.
Okay, that's cool. I would like to smack the one that is over the pit.
Cool.
Not with advantage, but it's 24.
Yeah. So this one's trying to like grab at your shield, and you pull the flail around, slamming it into the creature's head.
7 and 1, 8 damage. And the second attack, 16.
That hits. Nice.
Another 11 damage.
Yeah, this one looks really rough as you bring the flail back around for another like 2 smack.
And that'll do it for my turn. I'm good.
Yeah, that one looks pretty rough. I'm seeing several big chunks from it now. Celine.
Okay. I'm going to actually step forward. It's probably a horrible idea. But I'm stepping forward. And I'm going to punch it twice. Fucking Christ.
That
Would you roll?
1.
That one. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm fucking cursed.
No, a 1 in 400 chance.
Oh
Truly
my
incredible.
god.
2, 9.
Double. Nat.
I
One.
am cursed.
Yeah, so Selene, you're like cranking up your gloves. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get a good one. You feel like the charge going off, and there's like this moment where you're cranking up, trying to pay attention to the fight, where you like overcharge it, and it begins like sparking out.
Shit, fuck.
So to like take that moment to like, you're like, I can't fucking hit shit with this. You just gotta like fire it off in like random directions as it sparks out.
Just trying not to hit my teammates.
Anything else you'd like to do, Selene?
Is feeling inadequate in every way a reaction?
Yes, it is.
I'll go ahead and do that.
It requires actually all of your movement.
Okay.
Jesus.
Bart.
Wow. With that
Shut up, I'm
display.
distracting it.
just got a goddamn sparkler in her hand.
Am I able to get a shot on this one without having whatever the fuck Selena is trying to do impose any cover
if you,
or
like,
anything?
Move up to in front of Raven, you'd be able to.
Okay, I didn't want to move, but that's okay. I'll fire my gun at this one. God, fuck. A 9 rolled a 2. Feels really bad. One more time. For everyone in the back, a 17.
There we go.
That'll hit.
Hell yeah.
I'm just gonna say, I got a 9 by rolling a 1. So
So
Yeah,
this-
you had a
so
plus
this-
8 like that.
This is a fun little trick that I'm gonna do. Oh no, it fucked up. Okay, so
Ooh.
how do I do this? So actually, the only the amount of damage that it takes is actually 17 damage, and then that other 3, the double phantom. This one takes 3 damage. The other one on the other side of Wreck. As when I fire my bullet kind of splits off into 2, and like a weird wispy little like screaming bullet. If you look close enough, it's got a little face on it, but it like freaks out and it like wings and like curves real hard and like slices over and hits this one right here. Oh no. I hit the back button. Sorry, stream. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
You just rolled a 1.
No, it was my mouse, dude. I hit my mouse against the.
Right.
Did you have anything else you
It's
wanted
not
to
my
do?
keyboard. No, I'm gonna see if I can see anything. Oh great, now my vision's broken. No, that's the end of my turn. Well, I would, assuming I can actually do anything. I'm gonna refresh because maybe it's busted. I would move back behind next to Raven where I was initially.
Sure.
And then
Easy peasy.
I'll just stand there.
All right. Raven.
All right, aiming for the same guy over here. Gonna try firebolt this time.
Okay.
Does a 23 hit?
That works.
8 damage.
Nice. Yeah, you fling a firebolt. What kind of animal does your firebolt typically look like?
Oh, that one is birds. So like, assume a falcon or some other bird of prey.
Cool. Yeah, just sparking brightly with flame as it slams into. It's gonna be
Such a cool flavor for magic.
All right.
Yeah,
Anything
I
else,
just
Raven?
smash things, so that's awesome.
I'm good.
Gargoyles. Both of these are bloodied. They each actually. Let's see. This one is going to take the disengage action and fly back up here. This one's going to take a disengage and fly back up here. And then they just fly back and watch you.
How far are they?
I mean, like 30 feet.
Should we finish these guys off?
Well, if they were to attack us again on this zigzag bridge, that would be not good.
Toll the dead. On the one that was attacking
Requisitioner.
Yep. Nope.
All right. Wisdom save.
Damn.
Ooh, 20 damage.
Fail.
Necrotic.
What a cantrip,
damage.
dude.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like the toll
D12s, baby.
and yeah, this one plummets into the shatters and plummets into the darkness below. Leaving just the one left. Anything else serious?
No, I'm just gonna
Let's
move
go
forward
crazy.
right there. Hold on to that. Is that a pillar next to me, or like a?
It's just like a
Railing?
sconce. It's got like just a light. There's no railing or anything.
Gotcha. Okay. That's it. That's my
Cool.
turn.
Requisitioner.
I take aim with a javelin.
All right. That hits. Yeah.
I mean, it does 5 damage.
So many ones on those die.
No.
You
Yeah,
throw
I
the
know.
javelin, it breaks against the stone, but chips off a chunk of it before it falls down into the darkness below.
The javelin or the gargoyle?
The javelin, sorry. The
Okay,
gargoyle's still standing there.
Take another shot real quick.
Oh,
25
that hits.
definitely hits. So 8 damage. So you hear the launcher, like the fist that's the flail retracts back in, and you see the like javelin load into the arm, and you just hear.
Nice. Yeah. So the first one like cracks against it. The second one like slams into like almost that same spot, like breaking open the gargoyle, and it just kind of like crumbles forward, and falls into the pit below.
Gonna miss those javelins.
And you guys are left alone out on this bridge.
Well, I think
Still
that
trying
might
to
be
get my
a.
gloves to stop sparking.
I think that might be a
Got a
preview of what we can
screwdriver
expect
out.
inside. Is everybody okay?
If that's a preview of what we have to expect, I don't think we'll have any trouble.
Well, I mean, let's
Speak
just
for
call
yourself.
that the appetizer, you know?
Part of me wants to run back up there and give Corvo mind what for.
I just think that we should tell Marlos that Corbo was the one who sent us. He said it was his time for Carbo to take over as opposed to
You know,
a Medusa.
I wholeheartedly agree.
All right.
I
So
mean,
you guys
Well, that's an idea.
he would have known that it could get us killed if he didn't, but or maybe he thought, oh, this is just a test. We'll see if they can get past this.
That was weird. And also, besides the fact that Carbo lied to us, that was they were trying to take us somewhere, maybe directly to Marlos or just drop us down this pit. I couldn't tell.
Either way, we're not going to get there just in here.
Let's move.
All right. So you guys make your way across this zigzag bridge.
Requisition. You want to be up by me, Selene behind.
Yes, my location technology is a little laggy right now.
What happened to your voice
Good.
box?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so you guys, as you approach here, you can see where there's this large doorway, but the door's been kind of like knocked off the frame ahead of you.
Like recently? Like it seems like it's like a recent damage.
Looks like it's been there probably a while.
Oh boy.
And you see this armored hobgoblin steps out and says, halt! Speaking in goblin, says, who goes there?
Anyone catch that?
I'll walk up and in Goblin, I'll say, hello, dear friends. We are...
Do you know the code?
Yes, of course. And I do the code.
He kind of relaxes a little.
The flying dudes out front, they were a little bit more reticent to let us go through. We did the code and they still attacked us. What's going on here?
Did you use the passphrase too? You have to use the passphrase when you're coming in.
You know Carbo?
Yeah, familiar with it.
He didn't give us a passphrase.
You know, that's classic Carbo. But you know, you new recruits or something?
Something like that. We've got business with Marlos. We got business with Miraj. Something about some arms deal. You know, these warlords, you know, fucking sending people in and out all over the place.
Yeah, I get that, brother. Well, hold on 1 minute. We'll get you squared away. I just gotta get Nartham to check you off. Nartham! You guys hear you hear like this zoom 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 sound, and you see like the smoke billowing up in the distance, like in the torchlight, before you actually like see what's coming towards you. You see these two like massive, almost like whale-like creatures that are like moving through the dirt almost like it's water, and you kind of like hear they're making this like sound as they're doing it, like this vroom, 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 like from their throats as they're moving towards you guys. And you see these two like riders, each one on each of them as they pull up, like skirting dust like up as they pull up. And one of them looks at you guys and says, "Oh, welcome to the war, everybody's. You ready to see me? Ready to see what it's like to get real strong, huh?" He says,
What language did he say this in?
in Goblin. He looks like another hobgoblin, though he like is, you can kind of like see where his flesh is almost like turned to stone in some places, like it's like rocky patches, and you can see where his legs look almost like they're melded into this creature.
Sweet
I
hog.
like that.
Whoa.
I lean over to Bart and tell him we're ready. Tell him yeah. Tell him yes.
Absolutely. I mean, if rides like that are part of the sign-in package, you better believe it, pal.
Well, it's not part of the sign-in package, but you prove yourself, you can get a beauty just like this.
What's the test?
Before you speak up, the other hobgoblin that you guys are talking about is like, these guys said they were trying to talk to Marlos. He looks over to you and says, trying to talk to the boss already, huh?
Sent from the surface, had a long conversation with Helen Ray herself up top. She vetted us good and proper.
I could appreciate that, but Marlos is in meditation right now. I'm afraid I'll have to take you to his number 2.
Miraj, right? The fella himself?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna make my boss a little upset, but you know, I understand how it works. You know, it's fine. It's fine. You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm not trying to get you in trouble. We're all just out here. We're just trying to do our jobs, man.
Hey, I respect that.
Respect.
But Marlos is your boss now, so.
Hell yeah.
And he says, all right, well, follow us. And they kind of like turn their creatures around and begin flying down south.
Well, I'll follow.
I give like a little head nod to the hobgoblins as we pass. Gentlemen, stay dry, stay dry.
I turn around and look at Selene. Let me stay in the back for a minute.
Just a minute.
A little surprise, you know what I mean?
In
Oh,
Elvish, I'll like cough out to everyone, just like, just follow the plan. They're leading us to Miraj.
I hate that accent so bad.
I love it. I actually love it.
I don't. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good. I'm speaking in different languages, but you know, languages have dialects and stuff.
Yeah, and I will try and stay behind everyone. As
And
a
I'm
fun
fairly
surprise.
certain this wasn't my previous goblin accent. I want to say my goblin accent was normal, but I thought maybe, you know,
that's Foblin. So you took over some Foblin. That's what.
smarming
that's
it
what
up.
boss does.
I think with the big dogs, you kind of got to smarm it up because hobgoblins are a completely different class, you know.
I really miss my horse.
I'm gonna do this real quick.
Is the visual that you're trying to evoke motorcycles, dude in motorcycles gangs?
For sure.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
So there's like he's like kind of pointing towards this door that opens up into one more. Let me get my description out here actually. Yeah, as you kind of like approach the door itself, there's like this frowning goblin warrior with like this spiky armor on it. You push past the door, you see a room lit by a like bonfire in the center, You see these large stone statues carved to look like these scowling goblin warriors lining the walls of the chamber. Each one carrying like a spiked mace instead of hands. You see several of the statues though are like melted or deformed. You see several rocks around like the room, almost like as if some of them have been torn to pieces or examined. And you see several tables that look like a workshop of some sort have been spilled. Like there's several beakers, some like magical flame smoking on one table. And you see just kind of like on a pillow on one table, this like little glass orb sitting there by itself. And there are two figures in the room who each turn to look at you. One figure is got long dark hair, this little mustache. He like looks a bit surprised as the door opens, and he's starting to say in Goblin like, another interrupt, and he like pauses as you guys walk in. He says, "Who?" He switches to Common. He says, "Who are you?"
For the record, as we were about to walk in, I would like to turn to the two motorcycle guards, reach into my bag, and grab roughly half, or no, I'll say the whole knoll spine. I'll pull it out, and I'll be like, "Listen, is there any way we can have a conversation with this guy, like privately?"
Make me a persuasion check.
It's a really nice knoll spine.
The whole knoll spine. I'll pull it out and be like,
it's the whole
"Listen,
thing.
I could give you this this knoll spine."
He shrugs and just says like, "Sure. Go ahead and get your bunk set up so you guys have somewhere to crash after you're done." And he gladly takes the bone from you, and he like leans down and puts a hand on your shoulder, and he's like, "Welcome to the effort, my brother." And with that, he pats you, and one of them like drives up the wall and along the ceiling, going over you guys.
I'm gonna
They're
touch
so nice.
Bartholomew in the back, give him guidance.
I'm gonna be the last one in the room, and I'll close the door behind myself.
And then I'll walk
I'll
in.
have my helmet on, hiding my identity.
Yeah.
as
Every
well.
time I do that, I just slap him in his back a little bit. Just by the way, just like real like 7'3" to the 5'8" guy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this figure is kind of like wearing robes, looks at you. The person next to him is wearing like this pretty heavy armor. His face is like covered in like smudge and dirt. He's got like goggles up on his head where he's like obviously just raised them because like around his eyes is all clean. And he's just got this hammer above his head as if he was just like working on something. And yeah, and Selene, you recognize your brother, Chevelle. And the long-haired figure being Miraj, you recognize as well.
Sorry for the interruption. We are here on a bit of a fact-finding mission of sorts.
He kind of eyes each of you suspiciously. Says,
if you were to say something real quick.
Yeah, he just opens his mouth, but as you speak, he just kind of like nods.
Actually, one second. I'll turn around and be like, "What the fuck are we supposed to do again?"
I'm going to lower my helmet. Hello, Miraj.
His eyes go wide, and he says, "Selene," and he immediately turns to grab the orb at the table.
I was gonna keep talking to him. Just trying.
Oh, as soon as you say something, he
keep it
turns. You see,
friendly.
you say Chevelle's face just dropped, but Miraj is immediately in panic.
When he does that, I'm gonna use thaumaturgy and just like start making tremors around where he's standing.
Careful, careful, orb, careful.
Can I
mean, it's
cast?
like it's thaumaturgy. It's not like.
Can I cast Unseen Servant? and summon a little ghosty friend to grab the orb before he does.
I'll tell you what. This will not necessarily be your initiative check when this all. Well, make me a quick dexterity check to see if you can get there and cast. Or charisma might make more sense. But...
Or charisma.
Do you want to use your?
I'm going to
Inspiration.
use my inspiration, and I'm going to make a charisma check because, spellcasting.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you know what? It's a check, right?
Oh yeah, you get a D4.
Guidance.
Oh yeah, you can add your 1d4.
Yep.
21. 21. So for the audience, I rolled a 2 with that dexterity, making it a 5. Then a 17 on my +4 charisma check, and then a D4, which is a 4, giving me a 21 on the charisma for the spellcasting.
Miraj turns around to grab the orb, and it suddenly floats up before he can quite get his hands on it.
And it goes, "Woo."
And
Just away from it.
I just want to ask him. Is it done?
Not so fast.
I think Chevelle, like Miraj is just kind of like stunned, like looking at the orb, looking at you. Chevelle pipes up and just goes, sis, what are you doing here?
Oh, yeah, he stole that from me. That's mine.
Yeah, I recognize the work.
Of course. I also came to save you, most importantly, obviously. Rifney has already fucking made it past. She beat us both there.
Oh, well, I was just helping Miraj finish up the project. I think...
No.
Well, we could use the plans over in Kenneth West, so I figured, since Kenneth South doesn't want to share their ideas...
It's mine entirely, and I don't even feel good that I made it.
I think you see Chevelle kind of like
forward.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just stepping forward and.
Oh sure.
Yeah. You just see the massive Hulk.
Miraj throws up his hands and he says, "Don't come any closer." And he like points one hand towards the orb. He says, or
You didn't.
He says, yes, it's complete. Ready to go.
Can I insight check him? Do I believe him?
I
was just going to roll it,
Go
too.
ahead and give me an insight.
God fucking damn
Please,
it,
please
dude.
let this be good.
6?
17.
Yeah, you can see Miraj, like, he's starting, like, sweat's beating on his head. Chevelle turns and says, we have to take it to the node to finish it, but we got the storage part ready.
Jeez.
And I think with that, Miraj, he is just like, and claps his hands, and you see his mark begins, like, stretching out among his arm and glowing. And you see one of these massive statues begins shifting, and that is where we're going to end it for the week.
No!
Knew
I
that
can't wait a
bastard
week.
would
Let's
not
keep going.
activate this right in the middle of us. I knew he wouldn't do that in the middle of us. That would just be fucking stupid and suicidal.
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I love the confirmation that we're traveling with a war criminal. Someone developing a literal nuke. Love it. Love it.
Always fun.
I mean, that wouldn't. I mean, that not necessarily war criminal. Like,
Developing weapons of mass destruction, war crime, full war crime.
You know
Absolute.
how you said it
As
came
everybody-
to you
I'm
in a
just like-
dream with the whole gun thing? It just popped in your head?
Yeah, no, I was awake. I was
yeah, so
fully
the fact that
awake.
it just popped in her head, and she had to make it to get it out
Hey.
of her head.
It's not a war
no.
crime if we don't kill any civilians. So as long as we don't kill any civilians, we're good.
True.
True.
Or prisoners of war, that counts as a crime also.
huh?
You know,
Prisoners of
Like civilians and prisoners of war, they're considered
So-
to
Oh,
be-
prisoners of war.
Yeah.
Yes.
do you guys now understand why we had to rush to this?
I mean, they weren't done with it.
They
But
just had to
yeah.
get it to a node, and then it could be activated.
Boyga, boyga, boyga. Okay.
I don't want to wait a
thank
week,
you guys
man. Come
for
on.
joining us. But yes, I'm afraid we'll find out what happens next time when the Battle of the Cannons sets off in the middle of the Earth Temple.
Okay, I know that's not
You
related,
fight
but we need
Chevelle
to
too?
No, we're not.
I thought he was your
fighting
brother.
with us. Yeah, he's my brother. We're just killing Miraj. It's fine.
I don't think he's
mean,
gonna
if
fight
you
I
with
feel like
us
he's
right
not gonna
now.
agree.
He
Listen,
seems
I'm
like
just
he's
saying,
pretty
if
buddy
he
buddy.
attacks Elaine, if he attacks Elaine, I will kill him.
That's fair.
I love my brother. Please don't.
Too bad.
I need to get an icon for my little ghosty boy.
Your unseen servant.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for watching, everyone. This has been a real hoot and treat and holler and a half. Hell yeah. Good story episode, and who knows what's gonna happen next time with this battle in the caves again. We just can't get out of these dang caves. Haha. Well,
We love him.
please come back next week, and we'll see you here. Same D&D time, same D&D place. I hate myself just as much as you think I should hate myself for that one. Bye. Love you. Bye. Bye.